channel, everyone. My name is Riley. Thank you for joining me this week. For my long-term subscribers, thank you for sticking with me, and for everybody who's new to the channel today, thank you for checking us out and hanging out. Today, I figured since we just went through 3 weeks of checking out all my carpet python pairings, I'd give you an update and talk about one more important pairing that's going on here. One I've got my fingers definitely tightly crossed about, so let's go take a look. So if you have been watching the channel and paying attention over the last few months, you probably recognize this cage here. This is the female Black Tail Cribos enclosure, and she had quite an intense last few months, we'll say. So from nearly being consumed and eaten to making a miraculous recovery to breeding. That's exactly kind of the long and short of what's been going on. So she's in there right now with the male, who's been very cordial and very polite with her lately. And after giving her a month to heal and a month break, she now looks like this. So this is a photo I took a couple weeks ago, just to kind of show how well and how fast she's healing. Now, I've kind of been touch and go with them and watching what they've been doing. And yesterday I was doing some cleaning. The female had shed the day prior, so I kind of gave her a day to rest. And yesterday I was checking her out, pulled her out, looked at her, let her run through my hands, obviously checked on the old head wounds that are almost non-existent. And as I was putting her back in, letting her run through my hands, I was palpating and feeling, and I felt follicles in there. So that was fantastic. That was a really good sign. She's, you know, nice and lean, so it wasn't too hard to feel for them. It can be a little tricky trying that with other species. If any of you have tried palpating it, it can be tough. So I took a roll of the dice. The male's kind of deep in shed, and I popped him in there. Now his face is pretty scabbed and scarred right now because he's been definitely picking up on all of her hormones and things she's putting out, and so he's been just pacing around the edge of his enclosure, rubbing his face on the plastic and the edge of the glass. He does it every year. And as we can, clearly see with the female, they heal very quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to overlay a video clip right here that kind of shows exactly what happened for the first minute and 45 seconds after I put him in there. And then we will come back and we'll talk about what I think is going on. Alright, so that video clip was pretty exciting for me to film and witness. What I'm trying to get you to see right here without, disturbing him too much, is that the male's got his head in the entrance of her hide. She's in there right now, and he's just kind of making sure she knows he's there. He's just constantly checking in on her. And last night they did that, except he had his tail and his head in there and was breeding her and the rest of his body out. So she's got her safe spots, and he can't really get in there unless he's just trying to breed or say hi. So it's pretty clear that she's been receptive and letting him in. She hasn't been running away when I put him in, and I caught them together quite a bit throughout the day. You know, because of that initial incident, I'm only pairing them when I'm really able to be here and keep an ear open and an eye out. And so yesterday I was here all day, paired them up, and you know, you saw from that video clip, things are looking really, really good. So with any luck, we will get some Black Tail Cribos babies this season. So and with any luck, the eggs will come sooner than, you know, the rest of what I'm expecting this season, and I won't have to jerry-rig a second incubator because they incubate a lot cooler than python eggs. So that being said, we'll make it happen one way or the other. I know there's a lot of folks who've been following Smokey's journey after nearly dying, and just people who are in general interested in these Blacktail Cribos. So yeah, pretty exciting news, and I'm really hopeful that things continue to go well. Again, this is the first time really actually breeding them, and with the tutelage of John Michaels from Black Pearl Reptiles, and some encouragement, I've been pushing along, and I think we might get it. So this could be the year to produce some wonderful little blacktails that are in such high demand, because they're, you know, wonderful, intelligent, curious, active snakes that look like cobras. So now, that's kind of the big Colubrid pairing this season. I figured I can show you the Madagascar Giant Hognose in some fashion, and maybe give you an update on what's going on with them. Alright, this grouchy lady right there is one of two females in that enclosure, and the male is in there as well. So yep, I'm a dirty cohaber, but it works. And for this species, they are not ophiophagous, they don't eat each other, so they just get really grumpy at me from time to time, checking in on them. So as much as I would love to bring them out and handle them and show you them, there's a couple reasons why I'm not going to do that. One, all three of these are wild-caught animals, and the male, he's pretty handleable, but both of the females, they get really stressed, and it's usually an instance where I will end up being musked on, have pee flung at me, all sorts of wonderful smelling cocktails from their rear end. I like to call those cloaca cocktails, and they are very generous with their pores. Now, I like to leave them here because I found that when I house them individually, they were much higher stress, twitchier, less comfortable animals. As soon as I put them in here, they became very curious. You know, I started being able to witness a lot of very social behaviors. They're very interactive with one another. They sleep in a nice ball together on the heat, and throughout the day you can catch them swimming, rooting around, smelling each other, you know, multiple individuals investigating one item of curiosity, like when I had a camera in there, which I've since taken out because they destroyed it, and it was getting knocked over every day. That was so much fun. So yeah, with any luck, they've been breeding. Right now we're cycling the room, so they're getting a temperature cycle. You know, where they're from in Madagascar dips pretty cold in a lot of places. We've been getting some rain here, so I'm sure they're feeling that. I've been keeping the window open and been seeing a lot of encouraging behavior from all the other animals. These guys I tend to leave alone. Like I said, they're up here, they're a little higher stress, and they get really grumpy with me. Just before I turned the camera on, this girl went full cobra, struck at the glass. So the other reason I don't handle them is because they're rear fang venomous, and it's kind of up for debate. It's this gray area. There's not a lot of research that's gone into the toxicity to determine whether or not they should be treated like venomous or not, and it's very species by species, as well as how your body reacts. So although they've never really bit me, they've certainly tried, and they will headbutt, and I just don't want to find out what that's like. Now, that being said, I can absolutely handle a little baby that we produced last year, so I don't want to leave you high and dry with no snakes today other than stuff behind glass, so let's take a look at her. Alright, so this is the little sole surviving female that hatched out from last year. Yes, this is a U.S. captive born and bred Madagascar Giant Hognose. Yes, she is rear fang venomous. Yes, I am holding her. I'm breaking some rules, but it's a calculated risk with rear fanged, and I think anybody would argue that it's best to be safe with them for sure. I've never taken a bite from these. The adults have tried. This one has headbutted me a few times. She has some sassy moments, but other than that, They are regularly sold as pets. You can handle them. They're not super bitey or aggressive typically, but every individual is different. And so yeah, I guess I'm breaking some rules showing this girl off, but it's pretty safe. And until we know more about this species, their toxicity and things like that, I'm okay taking this calculated risk. So for anybody who wants to trash the whole free handling side of thing, which by all means I do not condone, I'm definitely sort of being hypocritical right now, but until we have documentation that these things can even put you in a hospital, it's pretty safe with these guys. But they're definitely not a beginner snake, especially because what you're going to be getting is probably imports, and they will try and bite you. So just know your animals, know where they came from, and just try and do what's safe. Alright, so gonna wrap this one up. Just a nice Colubrid version of the last couple videos, and a little bit different with some updates. So I hope you guys enjoyed those last 3 videos, kind of showing off what I've got planned for the Morelia pairings here this year. I'm very hopeful for all of them, but I would also really love to make some more of these and some Black Tail Cribos. So if y'all could wish me some luck, that would be fantastic. We all need a little bit of luck in our lives. And without further ado, I'm going to sign off here. Good to see everyone again. Hope you're all staying safe and enjoying the holiday season. And I'll catch you all back here next week with some more reptile content. Stay safe. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this video, and we'll catch you next week. Peace.